Welcome, everybody, to a collective reading. This is going to be for the first half of April. I'm Kat. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, thank you so much. We're going to get into some cards here, some oracle and some tarot cards, and take a look at the energies going on for the first half of April. When I was doing the pre-shuffle and clearing the energy and just doing a bit of a meditation with it, there were a couple of different things that came up. I was thinking about the recent partial solar eclipse and the King of Wands flipped up. So this is a good indication that we're getting into an energy with this of following our passions, but doing it in a engaged way is kind of the way it came through. Engaging with our passions, taking the time to cultivate and do the things that we love and build into our passions, doing it in a mature and responsible way. And some of the other cards that came up with it was the Knight of Pentacles came out with the Two of Wands in reverse. So it's giving very much, we may have been in this place where progress felt very slow. The opportunities are there, but it felt like nothing was happening a little bit. And so the Two of Wands in reverse is sort of like, that feeling when you've had like a dream or a manifestation you've been working on, but it just feels like it's been a long time and we're not seeing any progress. And so it almost, it's like the joy of the energy of it kind of dies a little bit. The Two of Wands is like planning and dreaming of your future with the world in your hands. And in the reverse, it kind of indicates that maybe we've lost a little bit of the joy and the spunk and the energy of the things that we really want, the plans we were making, because there's been kind of a slow pace happening, is sort of what that was giving me. Um, Alongside that came out another piece of it from a different deck, but another little piece that was the Four of Cups, the Hanged Man, and the Magician in the reverse. And so this is giving, once again, almost a sense of apathy or boredom, feeling like nothing maybe is happening. There isn't a lot of momentum. The Hanged Man being changing perspectives. We're rethinking some things, looking at things a little bit differently, and it's kind of put a halt on that manifestation energy with that Magician in reverse. It's perfectly normal for that to feel like it's happening, especially with so much retrograde energy. It's a time for rethinking and changing perspectives and re-examining some things. And looking at the things that are maybe stagnant or feeling like they're giving us a sense of apathy or just not that into it anymore. And the whole vibe that came over it, I was really getting through like Journey, like don't stop believing, hold on to that feeling. There, hold on to the feeling of the manifestation, even if we're reconsidering or re-looking at what the particulars of that might look like, the actions we thought we needed to take. Some of that may be shifting with retrograde energy, but the overall feeling of what you want, the happiness or the success, the freedom, the wealth, the feeling of it remains the same, even if the particulars are changing. So spirit really wanting us to hold on to the feeling of the energy so that we can continue the momentum of the Magician. We can continue the momentum of the Two of Wands, even as things shift and reform for us. In the base of the spread, what came out here, we've got some fantastic cards here for the first half of April. I really love it. And again, this is the Mystic Sisters Oracle decks. Really cute. I love the Art Deco vibe. Metatrina came up as the first card that came up with it. This is the Roman goddess of celebration and wine and gratitude, as if she's a bit of a party girl. And the message that kind of really stuck with me and came through with this is to make sure the gratitude is a energy of celebration. So I think sometimes gratitude can feel almost a little too heavy for us. We might be sitting writing gratitudes out in a journal. Make sure you're really appreciating the journey so far and the things that we already have. It's time to crack open a bottle. Maybe not literally if that's not your thing, but metaphorically, and celebrate. I also got, if you work with certain deities, if you have angels and guides you work with, this is a great time to pour a little out for them as well. Maybe make whatever that means to you, make some offerings at your altar. Do something special for those guides and higher powers that have been working with us along the way. And sometimes, like I said, the most beautiful gratitude or expression of appreciation is just genuinely loving the things you have, the journey so far, giving yourself some credit and giving your angels and guides some credit. So it feels like a good way to kick us out of that apathy energy here for the beginning of April is to get into our gratitude and get into some celebration and some appreciation for sure. The second card that came out with this is the Sisters of Harmony. And this is a big energy of co-creation, of blending, either with other people who may have just the right attributes coming in with your attributes in order to blend and hit that perfect pitch. It can also be blending attributes of self in order to make that perfect harmony. So striking the right chord. And so there's There's an energy of bringing in an element. Maybe it's an element within yourself that we haven't been utilizing. Maybe there's a shadow aspect that needs a little bit of love, a little attention, and needs blended into your melody in order to really make the overall shine. People can be beautiful individual singers, but there's something about like when multiple singers just hit that right harmony together that really strikes a chord. So this is either finding the people that are able to help you out with the things that maybe they're excellent at, things where you lack and you're excellent at things they lack, and it really just comes together well. But there is a very strong energy with it for many of you or many of us to make sure that we're not underutilizing certain elements or aspects of our personality or our energy, to make sure it's blending together really well, and play around with it until you strike the right chord is really what it feels like. And the last one that came out in the base energy is the Raven Goddess. Also love this card. Ravens are strong symbols of wisdom and broader perspective of higher knowing. And this card comes in when we're especially attuned to the synchronicities and just the way things are, the way that it's looking to me is like almost like the individual pieces of a stained glass window kind of coming together, and it looks like odd shapes, but when you pull back and look at it, it makes a mosaic almost. So there's something here about pulling back from to a broader perspective and maybe looking at all of the individual pieces of things that have been going on and seeing the bigger picture that they make. This is a card of signs, omens, messages from the other side. And I do feel like there's a strong attunement to inner self or to your guides at this time, and an opportunity to see that bigger picture, what all of the little pieces thus far are, what the picture is actually shaping into. I'm gonna get you some tarot on top of these cards, see what they look like. Can I let everybody know, my friends, please? We have got the Five of Wands coming up. What else? And the King of Swords. And this is on top of that celebration card. Celebration, gratitude. This may be the this may be the putting a stop to or the end of some conflict that's been happening with an authority figure. So that just came through. Let's see what's happening with that. Is that it may also be an upcoming energy is what I just got to. There may be some conflict happening with either with somebody who's in a position of authority or is very logically minded, or somebody who's kind of, yeah, authoritarian. Or this may be conflicts we're having within ourselves, with the aspect of ourselves that wants to be very logical. Let's get one more, please. Can you clarify? Death. Yeah. So this is the ending of that. So, wherever there's been conflict or there's conflict brewing between yourself, your essence of celebration and joy and being in the flow and really being in gratitude, whatever it is that's been kind of conflicting with that, whether that's your your own internal sense of authority or logic or the rational mind here. You've been in your thoughts maybe a little bit, but it could also be a literal person who's kind of raining on your parade, trying to come in with too many logical reasons why things aren't working out and has been causing conflict with your sense of joy. This is an ending to that situation. We're putting that behind us. The death card, this is a different deck. It doesn't have the classic artwork on it, but the death card, like, I believe the horse is literally like stepping on the king, right? So um we are celebrating and becoming victorious over whatever this conflicting, overly logical, authoritarian energy is, as we're putting an end to that and moving forward in more of a sense of joy. I feel like somebody's just done. Whether this is a person or your own thoughts, I feel like you're just done feeling like garbage. Tired of thinking about it, tired of poring over it, tired of re arguing these conflicting ideas in your mind. All right, let's get some on the second card. We've got the Seven of Cups coming up with this, and this is on the Sisters of Harmony. Oh, okay, that one wants to fly away. Oh, and it's the Ten of Wands. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. And the Page of Swords. So it feels like, okay, so maybe in trying to strike the right chord or the right harmony, either with groups of people or again within yourself and balancing your own stuff, there's just a lot going on. And I feel that energy a lot. I'm kind of the same way in that, like, I have a lot of different passions, pursuits, hobbies, things I'm interested in. And it does feel like what it's giving is it's been kind of a labor or laborious with the Ten of Wands here, picking through all of them or trying to find enough time for all of them or trying to find which ones are really resonating and which ones really don't resonate so much anymore, and finding what those elements are, which pitches, which keys. And I feel that energy because there's what part of it do I blend together, especially when you have a lot of interests, a lot of pursuits, a lot of passions, or, it can be difficult to pick out which ones to blend together to strike that right chord. But with the Ten of Wands here and the Page of Swords, it feels like, but we've done that. We've actually been pursuing and been trying and been mixing things together. And we're actually kind of coming to a place where we're down to like the nitty gritty of the options. We're down to the Page of Swords is, the pages are messengers usually, so there's some sort of clarity or new thought process idea that comes in, a message that comes in, where suddenly the right blend of options strikes a chord, where it makes sense. It feels, I literally hearing it like suddenly the right combination of chords hit, and it's like, oh, There it is. That's it. Let's get one more on that. I feel like we have done a good deal of the work for narrowing down the Seven of Cups. I hear emotional chords. Okay. So this may not be like, for some of us, it may not be literal hobbies or actions or activities or passions, but it's the combination of striking the right emotional chords. Interesting. How do you want to feel? How do you want to make other people feel? It's often the same thing. Like how we want to feel once we're clear on that is also how we want other people to feel. Empowered, enlightened, passionate. It's coming up with the Four of Cups. Mm. It's the Four of Cups can be like, again, that sense of apathy, or like the cups in front of us, the options in front of us don't feel like very much fun anymore. But again, if we're striking the right chord with these three cups, then the ace, or the Ace of Cups, the single cup behind, actually appears. Yes. All right. There's an Ace of Cups wanting to reveal itself. Oh, okay. Calm down. One at a time, friend. On this Raven goddess, we've got the moon coming up. Mysteries, illusions, intuitions. The Nine of Wands. And the Ace of Swords. There is definitely some truth or clarity coming through that has to do with, like I said, the everything that we've been through so far. It is the broader picture of that mosaic, the stained glass that they were showing me. Sometimes when we're walking the path, uh, things are obscured and we're not quite sure what all of the various pieces of the experiences we've picked up, the things that we've been through, what they mean, or what use are they, or why did I go through this? Why does it feel like I've been through so much and I'm not sure what to do with it or why? The Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. So this is somebody who has had those experiences, who's been through the battles, who's collected a lot of it. What it's feeling like, there's a lot of different individual battles, individual pieces, individual phases, maybe, or karmic cycles of the journey so far, or life. And even though they kind of feel or seem unrelated, so it feels like something's happening, this happened, why do these types of things keep happening to me? But there's a broader overall picture where it's like each one of those things was a different colored glass in the mosaic of the bigger picture. And taking that broader view, follow the signs and synchronicities, listen to the Listen to the harmony when it strikes that chord, because it's the Ace of Swords. There's a new idea or a new overall picture that comes through with that, about how all of these pieces, these experiences fit together to create the overall picture of you. Let's get some of the, what is the underlying energy here? The as above. What is the energy momentum looking like? These are things. We've got the dragon, power and strength, number 24, coming up. Love that. Everybody loves good dragon energy. Dragons are also lucky. And but I am getting like a fire breathing dragon, like breathing fire. Let's see what that means. We've got the Lady in the Lake, number 8, absolute truth, courage, self-respect, responsibility. Yes. This card in the lore of this deck, this is the Mist of Avalon Oracle deck. The Lady in the Lake gives Excalibur, this ultimate sword, to King Arthur. But it does take that hit so hard right now. It takes the culmination of everything you've been through to have the responsibility, the self-worth, the integrity to wield a sword of that magnitude. Oh, thank you, my friends. That's such a powerful message, because it's like everything that we've been through has been cultivating the person that you are, the person that can wield that power, the sword of truth. Excalibur was a sword that could defeat all enemies. No weapon that came against it would prosper. But that kind of power has to be wielded by somebody who has a good deal of integrity, a good deal of empathy, a good deal of this wounded warrior energy. Like, I've been there. Somebody with that kind of power has to be able to wield it responsibly. And so feels really sweet and really healing, that everything we've been through is to forge the kind of person who can wield the kind of power that's needed. Fear, number 48, coming out with that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Some tarot on top of it, but it feels, this is with the dragon and the Lady in the Lake and the fear card coming out. Oh, yeah, because in order to have that power and the strength and that responsibility, it really have to overcome fears and insecurities in order for that kind of power to be wielded well. Let's see what tarot says on those cards for you guys. Fly away. Yeah. So the first one that wants to jump up is the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords is not a place we want to be wielding power from, right? What else, please, guys? Page of Wands. And the King of Cups. So it feels like there's been like the underlying energy of the situation, there's been quite a bit of repeat cycles, repeat fears, anxieties along the journey of coming to a place of emotional stability with the the Nine of Swords, the Page of Wands, and the King of Cups coming up on that power and strength card, the Dragon card. It's giving that there really has been a lot of sleepless nights, tears in the pillow. For somebody out there, the path has had a lot of emotional up and downs, or maybe emotional extremes that seem to keep a repeat cycle of emotional extremes. Yeah, and the death card coming out, repeating death card coming out with that. So this is putting an end to that cycle. We're coming into our King of Cups energy, coming into our emotional maturity. Clear about our feelings. We've got the King of Pentacles, Four of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles coming out with that. And this is on this absolute truth, courage, self-respect. I feel like if we are being honest with ourselves, we know that there is a situation that maybe felt financially stable or felt comfortable. We've got our comfort zone happening. But that energetically is rooted in a lack mindset. So sometimes when we get ourselves into a comfort zone or into life situations, we get ourselves feeling 3D world stable, right? Like maybe we have a relationship that we've been in a long time, or a living situation that we've been in a long time, or a job that we've been in for a long time, and it's providing for us. It's a stable place. But it's energetically misaligned. And so the real energy of that is a lack mentality, meaning that we don't think we can do better, or we don't think it's unsafe to want more, or it's ungrateful sometimes even to believe that we deserve more. So rather than it actually being stability, it's more of a lack mentality that keeps us there. It's not it's not as safe and stable as we think it is. It's actually it's rooted in fear, right? A fear of trying to move on, to try and do something new, to have a completion with that and a new beginning. The Four of Wands has a lot of different kind of connotations and meanings that can go with it. So and I feel like your own intuitions will resonate for you better with that, your own feeling on it, right? Like, I'm not here to tell you that your marriage is based in lack mentality. If you know that that's you, then you know that that's you. Or the coming together of whatever it is, the job that we're married to. But certainly tied to our earthly abundance, or our earthly stability, that with that King of Pentacles. It feels like it's the cornucopia that we have to cleave to here, but it's actually misaligned and is rooted in a lack mentality mindset. And this is about being honest with ourselves about that. So that's gonna hit different for everybody. Let's see what this fear really is over here. The Queen of Pentacles coming up. Hmm. That's the Six of Swords, but it's in reverse. Let's get one more. I think we're afraid to leave our comfort zone over here, and which is kind of what it was already giving, but. And the Five of Cups, yeah. Oh, yeah. So this looks like fears surrounding comfort and abundance and fertility. This may be, family related. It may be job related, but to me anyway, in my energy, it feels more like personal connections with people. So whether that's, partners or families or children, there's something that we feel if we tried to do or tried to live our truth, it would be destabilizing for other people. And we're kind of afraid of that conflict. We're kind of afraid of rocking the boat. We're afraid of spilling the cups is what it's giving with this Five of Cups is. But what we're not seeing is the cups are really kind of already knocked over energetically because we don't really want them. And I'm not saying you don't want like the people in your life or whatever, but like energetically, the energy is already knocked out of those cups. And there are other cups waiting to be discovered. But oh, yeah, Queen of Swords just jumped at me. This is about being honest with ourselves and clear about what it is we really want for ourselves. And having the courage to wield that sword in truth and authenticity. I sometimes think that like the lies that we tell ourselves about our situations, like if as much as we like to accuse other people of gaslighting, I think nobody really gaslights us more in our own lives than ourselves sometimes because we're looking for rationalizations or we're looking for reasons why it's okay to stay in the comfort zone or reasons why it's okay to play it safe. But if we're going to wield the real power that's coming our way here, strike that chord, that harmony that really resonates not only for ourselves but for other people, because we want to put that love, that energy out into the world and give it to as many people as possible. We have to be in a place where we can genuinely be truthful with ourselves. And be the Queen of Cups. Yeah. The Queen of Cups knows how she feels. And she's willing to wear that like a crown. I think it's actually kind of a beautiful thing and kind of a powerful thing, but it also kind of feels like it's no surprise. It's not. We've got the death card a couple of times in here, but we don't have the tower card coming out left and right. So I think it's just these things are probably things we already kind of know, and retrograde is bringing them back up, putting them more in the forefront, and this is about preparing ourselves for ending these cycles and making the kind of moves that we're really going to want to make. Getting back into the feeling. Don't stop believing in the manifestation, even if it feels like irresponsible or not working out, or there's something that's been, quote, taking a long time with it. So the closing messages here says, reassurance of the golden light, number 36. These are just such beautifully illustrated cards. I'm going to read it for you. This golden light comes to you as a gift of grace and reassurance. It is an embrace from the universe, an expression of divine comfort, and a sign of hope. When the golden light appears, it's a sign that everything in your life, even the most troubling matters, is going to work out perfectly. They are held in graceful hand of the divine and will be resolved more swiftly and more beautifully than you might expect. I love that. You guys are so sweet. I'll read the invocation for the card if you want to use it for yourself at this time. I call upon the reassurance of the golden light, the comfort of the divine spirit, and the loving grace of the universe. Thank you for being with me now, for bringing me peace and reassurance even in my darkest moments. Thank you for sharing a special truth with me, that you love and hold and cherish and assist me always. I love you. Thank you for loving me too. May the golden light heal all beings of fear and doubt, gently bestowing mercy, compassion, and the loving reassurance of the divine presence into the hearts of all. Through divine grace and my own free will, so be it. Thank you, Spirit. It's so beautiful when that unconditional love and light of the universe comes through right when you need it to push you forward, to know that everything is going to be just fine. And there's many beautiful things on the horizon, because all of those colored pieces of glass, when you pull back, they make a beautiful mosaic, a beautiful stained glass window. It's a work of art. Your life is a work of art, right? Thank you so much, my friends, for those messages and for working with us. We appreciate you always. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate you always. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. It just helps push the energy out to other people. And we will see you next time.